Okay, so hello guys, it's day 8 for this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so let's get started. First chapter is almost over होने वाला है, ठीक है. ओनली 4 पेजेस बचे हैं. उसके बाद इसमें एक स्टडी सेशन है, लाइक शॉर्ट समरी बता रखी है अब हमको इस पूरे चैप्टर के बारे में. तो ये पढ़ेंगे. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट चैप्टर स्टार्ट करने से पहले हम थोड़े बहुत एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करेंगे. लाइक हमने फर्स्ट चैप्टर से क्या सीखा, मैंने क्या सीखा, उसको मैं अपनी लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करूँगा. और वो चीज़ में जो मैं इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा हूँ ना करूँगा ना, उसकी मैं एक सेपरेट वीडियो बनाऊँगा और आपको दिखाऊँगा, ठीक है. पता है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, ये जो हम वीडियो बनाते हैं, मैंने ना एक पेन फील किया है. जो भी हम लोग ये वीडियो बनाते हैं ना, हम अकेले कंपनी वीडियो बनाते हैं. जो भी आप वीडियो में देख के हंसते हो, हमको अकेले करना पड़ता है वो सारी चीज़ें जिससे आप हंसते हो. So yeah, that's a part of a life and that's a part of the journey. So let's get started without wasting any further time. Okay, let's go. A doctor wanting more money to better provide for his family raise his fee. By raising his fee, it makes healthcare more expensive for everyone. It hurts the poor people the most, so they have more worse health than those with money. Because the doctor raised their fees, the attorney raised their fees. Because the attorney raised their fees, goes up children school teachers with wants a raise and raises our taxes and on and on and on and on. So soon there will be such a horrific gap between the rich and the poor, will chaos will break out and another great civilization will collapse. History proves the great civilization collapse when the gap between the have and have nots is too greater. Sadly, America is on thus that same course because we won't learn from history. We only memorize historical dates and names, not the lesson. Aren't prices supposed to go up? I ask. I'm in educated society with a well-run government. Prices school actually runs comes down. Of course, that is often only come true in history. Prices go up because of greed and fear and caused by ignorance. If school taught people about money there would be more money and lower prices. But schools focus on teaching the people to work for money, not how to harness money is powerful. But don't we have business school? Mike asked, and haven't you encouraged me go for MBA? Yes, rich dad, but all to business schools train employee to become sophisticated bean counter. Heaven forbid a bean counter takes over a business and all they do is like at the numbers 5 people scale the businesses. I know this because I hire bean counters. All they think about cutting costs, raising prices, which causes more problem. But bean counting is important. I wish more people knew it, but it is too. It is not the whole picture. Added the rich dad angrily. So here there's the answer. Yes, learn to use your emotions to think, not think of your emotions. अपने इमोशंस का यूज़ करो सोचने के लिए, अपने इमोशंस से मत सोचो. When you boys mastered your emotion by agreeing to work for free, I knew there was a hope. When you again resisted your emotions when I tempered you with more money, you were again learning to think in spite of being emotionally charged. That's the first step. Why is that step is so important? I asked. Well, that's up or to you to find out. If you want to learn, I will take you boys into the briar patches, a place almost everyone else avoid. If you go with me, you let you will let go of idea of working for money and instead of learning to have money work for you, and that will be get if you go with you if we go with you. And if we'll agree to learn from you, what will we get, I ask. The same thing Brer Red Rabbit got, said his dad, referring to the classic story, children's story. It is there a briar patch, I asked. Yes. Briar patches are fears and greed, confronting fear, weaknesses, and neediness by choosing your own thoughts in the way out. Choosing your thoughts, yes. choosing what we think rather than reacting to our emotions instead of just getting up or going to work because of not having the money to pay our bills is scaring. That's scaring. That's terrifically scaring. So ask yourself, is I wonder is working harder the best solution to this problem? Most people are too afraid to rationally think things through. Instant run out of the door to a job they hate. The Tarberry baby is in control. That's what I mean by choosing your thoughts. And how do we do that? My gosh, that's what I will teach you. I will teach you to have a choice of thoughts rather than a knee-jerk reactions like gulping down your murmuring coffee, running out of the door. Remember, what I said before, a job is only a short term solution for a long term problem. Most people have only one problem in mind, and that's it short term. It's the bill at the end of the month and tear baby. The tar baby. Money control their lives, or should I? Sure, I say that fear and ignorance about money controls it. So they do their money, so they do their parents that uh, they did every day and go work for money. Not taking time to ask the questions is another way. Their emotions now control their thinking, not their heads, not their hands. Their emotions now control their thinking, not their heads. Can you tell me the difference between emotional thinking and head thinking? Of course. Okay, yes, I hear it all the time, said digital. I hear things like, well, everyone has to work or the rich are crooks. I'll get you another job. I deserve the raise. You can't push me around, or you can't push me around, or you can't push me around, or I like the job because it's secure. No one asks, is there something I'm missing? I'm missing. Okay, I'm missing here, which you would be through the emotional through and gave you time to think clearly. As he walked back to the store, Rich Dad explained that Rich really did make money. They did not work for it. He went on to explain that when Mike and I was casting 5 cents out of the lead, thinking we were making money, we are able to very close to think the way the rich think. The problem was that creating money is legal for the government and banks to do, but illegal for us to do. There's a legal way to create a money for nothing, he told us. Rich Dad want us went on to explain the rich know money is an illusion, truly like the carrot for the donkey. It's only out of fear and greed that illusion of money is held together by billions of people who believe that money is real. It's not money is real made up. It's only because of illusions of confidence and ignorance of masses that this house of cards stands up. He talked about gold standard by that America was on, and that each dollar bill was actually a silver certificate that concerned him was the rumor of he would someday go off to gold standard and our dollar would no longer be backed by something tangible. If that happened, boys, all hell will break loose. The poor and middle class ignorance will their lives ruined simply because they will continue to believe that money is real and the company they work for or the government will look them up. A joke. He really did not understand what he was saying that, but over the years it made more and more sense. It made more and more sense. Seeing what others miss, he as he climbed into his truck pickup truck outside his convenience store. Rich Dad said, keep working, boys, but the sooner you forget you needed a paycheck, the easier your life will be. Keep using your brain, work for free, and soon your mind will show you a way of making money far beyond what I could ever pay for you. You will see things that other people never see. Most people never see the opportunities because they are looking for money and securities so that so that's all they got. The moment you see one opportunity, you will see them so the rest of your life. The moment you do that, I'll teach you something else. Learn this and you will avoid one of the life's biggest traps. Mike and I picked out our things from the store and waved goodbye to Miss Martin. We went back to the park, so the same picnic bench that spent several more hours thinking and talking. We spent the next week at school thinking and talking too. For 2 more weeks, we kept thinking, talking, and work for free. At the end of second day, I was again saying goodbye to Miss Martin and looked at the comic book stand with a logging gauge. The hard thing about not even getting 30 cents every Saturday was that I didn't have money to buy a comic book. But suddenly Miss Martin said, and I saw her to do something I had never seen her to do before. Miss Martin was cutting the 4 page of the comic book in half, so she kept the top of the half of comic book cover and threw the rest of the book into the large cardboard box. When I asked her what she did with the comic book, she said, I throw them away. I'll give the top half of the corner of book to the comic book distributor for credit when the brings the new comic. He is coming in an hour. Mike and I waited for an hour. Soon the distributor arrived and I asked him if we could have the comic books to be delighted. He said, you can have them, but if you work for this store, do not resell them. Remember our old business partnership? Well, Mike and I received it, and using a spare room in Mike's basement, we began pilling hundred of comic books in that room. Soon our comic library was open to the public. We hired Mike's younger sister who loved to study to be head librarian. She charged each children 10 cents admission to the library, which has been open to 30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Every day after school, the customer and the children neighbors could read and many comic as wanted 2 hours. It was bargain for them since a comic cost 10 cents each. They could read 5 to 6 in 2 hours. My sister would check the kids as they were left to make sure they didn't weren't borrow the comic books. She also kept the book logging in how many kids showed up in each day, who they were, and our comments they might have. Mike and I averaged 9.50 per over 3 year of period. We paid his sister $1 a week and allowed her to read a comic for free, which she rarely did since we always studying. She was always studying. Mike and I kept our agreement by working in the store every Saturday and collecting all the comic from different stores. We kept our agreement to the distributor by not selling any comic books, but we burned them once got tattered and we tried opening a branch of his, but we could never quite find someone trustworthy, dedicated as Mike's sister. At an early age, we find out how hard it was to find good stuff. 3 months after the library first opened, a first broke out of the room. Some bullies from another neighbor pushed in their way in. Mike's dad suggested we shut down the business. So our comic book business shut down and we stopped working on Saturday and inconvenience store. But Rich Dad was excited because we he had new things we wanted to teach us. We are happy because we have learned of our first lesson so well, and we learned to make more money for us by not getting paid for hours working at store, working at store, mm, working at store, not dependent on an employer. The best part was that our business generated money for us even when we weren't physically there. Our money worked for us. Instead of paying us money, Rich Dad had given us much more. That's it for this lesson, guys. We have finished this lesson, first lesson, after 8 days. Okay, after 8 days. उसके बाद के जो लेसन थोड़ा इजी हैं, तो हो सकता है जल्दी जल्दी ख़त्म हो जाए, पर हमारा यहाँ मेन काम इस बुक को रपटाना नहीं है. Our main purpose of this book is to learn and to become a financially independent, to think out of our brains. Okay, so yeah, this is for that's it for that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow with next part. एंड टुमारो हम लोग इस बुक का स्टडी सेशंस को पढ़ने वाले हैं. स्टडी सेशंस जो है इसमें शॉर्ट समरी दे रखी है और कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी हैं. क्वेश्चंस मैं दिखाता हूँ आपको. कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी दिए हैं. इन क्वेश्चंस को हम लोग पढ़ेंगे, उनका आंसर्स भी देंगे. ठीक है. सो या दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे. I'll see you tomorrow with another video.